Aiden. Just looking at today's game, just looking at the championship battle of the team, it was quite on display, from the both batting unit and the bowling attack, how you guys are able to just complement each other, is that championship mentality, how important is it for this group that you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, it's important. Haven't been in our best this comp, and we got a little bit closer to that tonight, which is great. I might say this a lot in this press conference, but our bowlers have been really, really good for us, and from a batting point of view, our batters, we just haven't clicked the way we would have liked to, and before you know it, you're like 5 games in, and you're like, sheepers, man, like kept playing catch-up the whole time, but good signs tonight with the bat at least. Small things like that opening partnership goes a really long way for us, and then for some of us to spend some time out there and then to get to at least to 180 is a step in the right direction, at least for now.
Hi Aiden, I know maybe tonight Mark Jansen wasn't a standout player, but he's obviously been standout for 3 seasons and across the SA20. Can you just talk a little bit about what he brings and sort of what differentiates him from some of the other players?
I think he's quite a quick learner, to be honest, so people forget how young he still is, and it's actually strange when you have a conversation with him. You think to yourself, like, oh, I would never be able to think that way about the game at that age, so he's a very quick learner, and then he absolutely hates losing, so I just think he gets fired up every time he plays, and he's sort of marrying that sort of fired up energy with better and better smarts the more he's playing and the more he's growing, so yeah, it's quite a good combination for us when he's got those two sort of going in the right direction, and yeah, if he keeps doing things that he's doing now, I don't want to make massive calls, but he'll be a very happy chap one day. Yeah, very.
Aiden, your team really needed you tonight with that. You came in at the conversation and you got the job done. So what was your plan, and are you happy to take the credit for that?
Not really, no. I think again the start for me was massive. I think it was almost 50 on the board within 4 overs when we lost our first wicket, and what it allows the team to do from there is if you lose a scurry of wickets for guys to I suppose take a bit of time, which is not the ideal nowadays. It's not how individuals really want to play the game, especially when you're at a venue like this, but because of that start, it allowed us still to absorb for a bit and then still get to 180, and I thought we probably could have got a few more as well, so it's small little chip-ins that I think help a lot, and then again, a guy like Marco comes in, whacks it, but then Stubbo's partnership also vital, although it might not look great on paper, but it's a massive partnership, and it's allowed for Marco to come in and play that way, so yeah, a few more good signs for us with the bat, but yeah, a few guys chipped in tonight, which was great.
Aiden, we've spoken so many times about how much you love this ground, but what is it actually? We know you've grown up here, but is there a specific spot? Do you sit in a place at the dressing room at the same place every time? You walk out in a certain way? What makes this ground so special that you're able to do so well?
Yeah, I don't have a spot in the change room. I always sort of drift around, to be honest, but I let other guys settle and then find an open gap, and more than happy to do so. But I think all batters are going to say it's obviously a lot better batting here. So it's nice when you're out there in the middle and you know your miss hit can go for 6. At the coast, it doesn't go for 6, or at least not mine. And then there's a quick outfield. The ball generally comes on really well, and if you're able to hit space, you're able to get lots of 2s and 4s in between. So it's sort of a nice template how you can almost have a set approach at this venue, I feel, as a middle order batter, which is quite a rare thing normally, because it's normally very sort of situation based.
Over the last 12 months to 18 months, a lot of young South African batters have come onto the stage. There is Luan Victorious, there is Ryan Pickleton, today Tony Dizozzi, David Bellingham. How much of the emergence of these players will be put down to the SA20? Is the SA20 incidental to these young players coming up, or has it played its role in the developmental process?
Yeah, the league is huge for it, to be honest. the guys that haven't been exposed to international cricket are able to come onto this stage where the standard of cricket is really high and still prove that they're quality players. So I think it bridges quite a nice gap for us as a country in terms of cricket in South Africa. And yeah, this league, sort of each year, it's a new guy. It's Matthew Bretzka a season or two ago now, Luando Pretorius. The names sort of keep popping up, and because of the league, guys are getting exposure, and because of that, they'll end up playing more cricket around the world that's at a high standard. And then when they play for the Proteas, they've competed against some of the best players in the world and will feel a bit more comfortable.
Aiden, you've praised your bowling lineup. I wondered what made it so enjoyable for you to captain them, and why do you think they're so adept at being adaptable?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a sort of interesting group. Each guy is such a different person, but you've got so many different kinds of types of experience that are in our bowling attack, especially with the seamers. So they bounce ideas off each other, and some of them see the game differently to the others, and I think it's nice for them to sort of share those ideas and then come up with plans. It almost feels like they run their own show, and I'm just on the side, and I'm more than happy with that, to be honest. So they've got really good plans, and if one plan doesn't work, they've got the skill set to back a second plan as well. So yeah, they've been really good. Liam Dawson's massively going under the radar, I feel, for us. He's been incredible for us this season. He's either holding up an end, allowing the seamers to strike, come into a venue like this where it can be really tough to bowl, and bowling tough and crucial overs. And I mean, if you bowl 3 overs at this venue as a spinner for, I think, whatever it was, sub 24, we're getting ahead of the game, even if he's not taking wickets. So they're all really clever and got their plans and pretty committed to those plans. So it makes life much easier for me.
Hi, Aiden. Many congratulations. The team you are going to face next is coming after 3 consecutive losses. Does that give an additional psychological advantage to you? And my second question is, don't you think there is a sort of over-dependence on you as far as batting in crucial matches are concerned?
To be honest, we don't look too much into where other teams are at. I don't think, like I mentioned earlier, we've been particularly great this competition, so we're chasing, trying to play that perfect game. I know it's probably never ever going to happen, but that's sort of what we're striving for, and we trust that if we're able to get close to that, then whatever the result might be, you sleep a lot better at night. So that's sort of what we're chasing and where our focus is at. In terms of me batting, no, I wouldn't say there's too much sort of pressure or dependence on me. We've got world-class batters in our batting lineup. Unfortunately, in tournament cricket, you play lots of games very often, and if you get into form, you can run with it and shoot the lights out. But if it's on the other side, it also can be quite tough. So we saw some good glimpses tonight from guys. A guy like Jordan Herman made runs in the previous game. So each guy's sort of slowly but surely finding their way and getting a bit of form back and confidence. And yeah, that's a better place for us to be than it was initially at the start.
Congratulations, Aiden. You mentioned feeling that you guys left a few runs out there. Were you happy that you feel 185 was kind of par, or it seemed a slightly slower Super Sport Park pitch with a bit more turn than it sometimes is?
Yeah, it's a tough one, I think, especially when you play a lot of cricket at the coast. You come to the Highveld and sort of anything feels a lot better. So I was, to be honest, a little bit worried about our score. Luckily, our bowlers have been incredible, and that gave me a lot of calmness and confidence that we can still win it. But I was hoping for sort of 195 plus when we were sort of doing the maths at that second strategic break. We were aiming for that, and if we can really pull away, you get sort of 200 plus. So that's where we were at. I still thought the wicket was decent, something in it for everyone, I guess, and yeah, ultimately just a good wicket.
Aiden, you guys have showed in this competition, when you go on a bit of a run, the momentum's with you, and you've won 2 in a row now. There's 2 left. You reckon this is you've now hit the right purple patch?
Hopefully. I'm not too sure, but any change-in will much prefer to be in a winning change-in than a change-in that's struggling a bit. So I'm sure the guys in the sheds are are happy about that. That we've backed our previous game up, and especially at a venue where it can be really difficult to defend. We defended well as a team and managed to get the result. So yeah, hopefully the run can continue. But yeah, tomorrow we start fresh and we all start on 0 again.